Chance, what do you think you guys keep getting these matchups with smaller front courts? And, I don't know, what's it like for you guys having so much size dealing with these teams like that? I think they're center 6'7" tomorrow.
I think it just benefits us. We have the height, and we know that we can use that to our advantage. We just have to really do what we do with it, not forget that we have the size advantage, and start just shooting threes and forgetting that we have the bigger man. But I think it's going to come in handy like the last couple games have so far.
How's the adjustment been with playing some guys out of position? A lot of you guys, Lowry playing some different positions, and some of you bigs playing in other spots.
I think everyone's adjusting pretty well, pretty quickly, because we just started doing that like less than maybe a week ago at most. Dudes are catching on pretty quick to like the new positions, learn everything pretty fast, so it's going good so far.
Yeah. Has it affected you at all? As far, you were already kind of playing 4-4 and 5. Is it, with the emphasis now when you're shorthanded in the guards? Does that make a difference?
No, because we still have bigs that can play those other positions to cover the guards when we need to, so it doesn't really affect us that much, really.
Does it help maybe in a sense when you play these games? It could be kind of, what do you call them, sandwich games, or whatever you want to call them on the schedule, maybe seen as easier games, and yet between the Michigan State and the bigger games coming up in Vegas, and yet you guys know you're shorthanded. Does it create more of a sense of urgency that adds to what you guys have to play for, I guess?
No, I think we've always had that urgency, but now it just shows that we can't take any plays off and take anything for granted because we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know if we're going to lose another player or get somebody back out of nowhere. But I think it really just shows where we stand as a team, that playing with only 7 scholarship players, that we can still fight through that adversity and win these games. Even though it may not be like the biggest of a game, it's still an important game. Every game is important, really. So it just shows that we have that focus and depth and character.
Any point during Tuesday, you shake your head and think to yourself, okay, what next? What's next going to happen with this team?
I feel like everybody thinks like that at one point, but you can't really think like that. You got to think of the positive, like really, okay, we lost a man or two, but we got to keep playing. We can't just stop because they're out right now. They're going to come back at some point, so we got to keep going and try to keep winning so that when they come back, we can keep this momentum and the boat flowing and not throw off our path.
For you personally, is that an easy switch to turn on and off?
Yeah, I've learned to cope with it and just put it behind me and keep moving forward. But yeah, I put it behind me.
What's you missed the 2 exhibitions for, Coach had you out for suspension. What did that do to you? What was it like going through that, and, did it help you maybe big picture wise anyway?
It was tough, but I had to deal with my consequences, and it's a lesson learned. But I'm just glad to be able to be back out there with my team, helping them on and off the court now, and be able to contribute to them.
Were you ever concerned you could be back in time for Michigan State, or was that, that's got to be a pretty good incentive if you can, to get back for that game, I would think.
I wasn't really sure of the case, but luckily I was blessed to come back against Michigan State in time, so I was just thankful that I was able to play against them.
How'd you learn how to put that kind of stuff behind you and move forward?
Everyone deals with something in life, adversity, something going on. You can't live in the past. You have to just stay in the moment and keep moving forward. Otherwise, you'll never be able to learn and correct yourself.
Does the smaller rotation impact how aggressive you guys can be on offense and defense?
I think it does, but it doesn't. Yeah, we have to play a little smarter at times because we can't have guys get into foul trouble because then we don't really have anyone to sub in. But at the same time, we still have our same mindset to attack and play aggressive no matter what, even with how many guys we have right now.
I think Coach said earlier, a couple weeks ago, that you were probably as improved as anybody. Where do you feel like you compare yourself to, say, a year ago? What parts of your game could you do now that you couldn't do then?
I think just finishing easier around the rim and just more comfortable now, but my defense has increased extremely, guarding ball screens, on ball, just in the post, just really everything mainly.
And there's a lot been made, of course, about the strength you put on. Where are you at now? And do you find even between the freshman and sophomore year was a big jump? Because it seemed like you made a big jump right away coming in here before your freshman year.
Yeah.
What are you up to with weight wise and body type wise and all that kind of stuff?
I'm staying around 220 to 25, right in that ballpark right now. But yeah, it was really just my mindset changing. So something just clicked in my mind, saying like, get this together. Come on, you know what you're capable of. Just go out there and play as hard as you can. Your team needs you. You don't want to let them down.
How's it been with Rounds over the years? You get used to him pushing you, or he's been pretty frank about he really tears into you guys.
Oh yeah, Rounds. Yeah, Rounds is a great guy. All he wants is the best for us. If someone looks like if we look like there's something wrong with us, he'll come talk to us in the weight room, try to keep our heads straight, make sure we're on the right path, because he knows that we're all great kids and we're all great players, but he just wants to make sure that everybody can reach their full potential.
You from LA, did you play against Ira League growing up much at all in all-star games or pickup games or anything? Do you know much about it?
I only played against him one time in a little camp, really, but nothing really.
Anything else for Chance? Super. Thanks.
Thank you.